Greetings students, and welcome to a strategy lesson where I will not only teach you how to analyze a chess position, but help you make far better decisions in your games. Take a look at the game in front of you. This is white to play. I would like you to pause the video, analyze the position somewhat, and call the move that you would be playing if you had the white pieces. What we can observe is a different pawn structure. Currently, the black has 2 against 3 on the queen side. This gives white chances for an outside pass pawn in the endgame, as well as the black's pawn structure is somewhat damaged. The pawns a6 and c5 are separated, and therefore they're somewhat weak. We could also notice that white has the so-called space on the king side, and currently the white's bishop and queen are aiming at the surroundings of the black's king. This can give white dreams of a potential kingside attack. Another very important aspect of the position is the open d file. Usually in positions where there is only one open file, the player that can win that file is considered to be much better. That's one of the most important factors. The reason for it is because that's the only place where the rooks can be very active, and as you're winning the file, the purpose is to invade into opponent position, say to the 7th or 8th ranks, to cause threats. In this position, white could also be considering, instead of fighting for the d file, to move the rook to e1 with the idea of lifting the rook and then supporting the kingside attack. The reason why Grandmaster did not do that is because black has the move rook to d3, and currently black is threatening to take over the file with the other rook coming to d8, as well as they prevented our idea with coming rook to e3, as if we go there, of course, there is an increment of the damage in the pawn structure in the white's position, as well as white no longer has the rook to attack the black's king with. Instead, white plays a very fancy move, bishop to c3. The purpose of this move is to move the bishop to a5, where we're going to be aiming at the rook on d8. This will force the black's rook to flee, which in turn will help white winning the file. Now, black could have chosen the move queen to c7, preventing bishop to a5, but now rook to e1 plan would work, since if black went rook to d3, we have queen e4 winning the rook. So very interesting intricate details exist in this Grandmaster level game. Black instead chose to play rook to c8. This allows bishop coming to a5, hitting the rook. We had the trade, and over here, what white's dream is really to invade to the 7th rank, where the rook is going to be super active, plus creating mutual threats. Therefore, white chooses the move queen to f3 in order to exchange the black's queen and allow the rook to come to d7. Of course, black could trade off the queens and damage the pawn structure, but the white's rook invasion to d7 is just too valuable for white, according to the player who played here. Now, instead, black chooses not to damage the white's pawn structure and have the king closer so that it would help defend against the rook's potential threats on the 7th rank. So now we have a trade, rook invades, but black has king f8, which guards the bishop and f7 pawn. We have rook to b7, and the problem here is that the pawns on c5 and a6 are continuously going to be pressured by the white's rook. We have king e8, as rook to b8 was a huge threat. Have bishop c3 now, and it kind of provokes black to put pawns on the dark color. This only benefits white, since the dark square bishops, they like the pawns to be on the light squares. So if we ever swap the rooks, white has a very beautiful bishop endgame where he has chances to play for a win due to better placed pawns. Not only the pawns here are going to be restricting the black's dark square bishop, but they can be hit if the white's bishop successfully runs to them from behind. At the same time, white has also an outside pass pawn creation possibilities. As we have mentioned at the start of the video, they have 3 against 2 on the queen side. They have rook a7, and now black is finding it very difficult to create counterplay, as if they, for example, do rook d1, the rook has to flee. Best move is probably just to go back, and he ends up in the same position that he was before. We had e5 by black, and as you can see, white is improving the position by putting the pawns on the right color and improving the position of the king. A very technical win by white, and here he finds a plan to exchange the rooks, as if the white's rook is getting to b6, then the black's rook will no longer be able to move away, as white's rook will be attacking 6. Rook b6 is coming, and they're just transitioning into this terrible for black bishop endgame, where white's king is more active, and the pawns of blacks are on the wrong color, and white has an outside pass pawn creation possibilities. Just observe a very technical win, and as soon as the black's king moves, white's king is going to penetrate into the position, and we have a pass pawn plus invasion of the king. Black simply resigns. If you enjoyed the video, consider hiring me as your personal online chess coach. I thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next lesson. Bye-bye.